Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're heartily welcome, and please do consider clicking on that red and blue subscribe button to get yourself subscribed to this channel. Also turn on your notification bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. On this channel I upload contents on how you can naturally solve most of your health issues, benefits of so many natural things, DIYs, and so many more. So if you're interested in this kind of content, videos, topics, please do keep on watching this channel. Okay? Alright guys, I bring to you another natural remedy. Today we'll be talking about how to repel snakes. Now, if you grew up in the village, if you grew up in the rural areas, or even in a country that snakes are common, you know that these things need like certain measures to be put in place to repel them, right? Because one, you will not be able to eliminate all of them, but at least you can repel them. Okay, so if you are this kind of person and you do not like snakes, in fact, does anyone like snakes? If you do not like snakes, if you do have like a garden and they are terrorizing your garden, if you have like a poultry farm and they are terrorizing your poultry farm, in fact you have any farm at all that snakes are terrorizing, be it your house, your own residential home, and the snakes are terrorizing your home, but keeping you unsafe, even in your home, keeping your kids unsafe, right? So please watch this video. Okay, so we'll be talking about how to repel snakes in a natural way. Now we're not going to be using any form of chemicals here, and we're going to be using only things that are natural. Okay, so the first one we'll be talking about will be the bitter kola nuts. Now I understood that some of you used to call kola nuts bitter kola nuts, the ordinary kola nuts bitter kola nuts. Now let me say this: we have kola nuts and we have the bitter kola nuts. So I think what I'm going to do now is to put both of them on the screen so that when you see it as in placed side by side, you'll be able to differentiate the difference. In fact, the difference is clear. Bitter kola nut is very different from the ordinary kola nuts. Okay, so when it comes to repelling snakes, you are not using kola nuts. What you are going to be using is the bitter kola nut. Bitter kola nut, this one right here. So this is what you'll be using: bitter kola nut, not kola nut. Okay, so when you get your bitter kola nut, I will advise you get as many as possible depending on the area you want to cover. So if the area is large, you have to get like a big quantity, a big amount of bitter kola nuts. But if it's just a small space, you can reduce the size of or the amount of the bitter kola nuts that you are getting. Okay, so if it's a large space, you get like half bag of bitter kola nuts or even a full bag of bitter kola nuts, depending on the space, right? So if it is just a very small space, you can just get like a derica of bitter kola nuts or a pint of bitter kola nuts. Okay, so just know your space, the space you want to cover, and then use your common sense and determine the amount of bitter kola nuts you would get. Okay, now what you to do with this bitter kola nut, that is if you've already gotten it, is to either you chop it into pieces. Now you can place this bitter kola nut as a whole to those areas you want to cover, but it's advisable you either chop those bitter kola nuts into pieces, tiny pieces, or you just grate them. Now I know that maybe your ordinary blender in your house might not be able to blend the bitter kola nuts. If you have a powerful blender, good and fine, But if you don't have, you can go to the market, make use of the commercial blenders, right? Commercial grinders, not blenders, commercial grinders, and you grind it. In fact, it's even better you make use of the commercial grinder, so that they can be able to grind that quantity of bitter kola nut you have. Now, when you've gotten the powdered bitter kola nut, you now come to the area you want to cover. If it is your poultry, if it is your farm, you sprinkle it around those areas. So you either cover the whole farm, or you just place it at the edge, either the entrance of the farm, the exit, or just the ends of the farm or the poultry. Now, if it is your house, bitter kola nut is edible. So you don't get scared of whether your kids get to put them in the mouth. It's actually bitter, because if they put it in their mouth, they will actually spit it out. But know that it's edible. That's one advantage of making use of these natural things. Okay, so bitter kola nut is actually edible, so you don't get to worry about your little ones, like I said. And when it comes to your house, you just sprinkle the bitter kola nut powder around across the corners of your house, everywhere. Make sure that everywhere is covered, the entrance, everywhere, window, hood, in fact everywhere. Make sure every place is covered, because you can never guess where the snakes will be coming in from, right? So make sure that everywhere is covered. Now, if you've tried this bitter kola nut and you love it, please do tell me how it worked out for you, because this bitter kola nut is something I've known for ages, and it's actually working. It works a lot. And another thing I want to say, if you sprinkle bitter kola nut around those areas, make sure you sprinkle another set from 3 months. Like after 3 months of 3 to 4 months of sprinkling the bitter kola nut, you repeat the process. So like every 3 to 4 months, repeat the process. So it depends on how rampant snakes are around your area. If they are not that rampant, you can even leave it for 6 months or even 1 year before you redo the process. But if snakes are actually rampant in your area, so I will tell you that, and I will advise you that every 3 to 4 months you repeat the process. Okay, all right guys, if you don't want bitter kola nut, or for any reason you are not able to find bitter kola nut in your area, you have to make use of this second option. Now, this second option is the use of water and onion powder. Almost everyone knows what onion powder is. And the onion powder, the beauty of onion powder is, if you cannot do it yourself, if you cannot actually if you don't have the time to do the onion powder yourself, you can actually go to the market and buy the ready-made onion powder. That is the beauty of this second one. So you either choose to do the onion powder yourself, or you go to the market and purchase onion powder, ready-made one. Now, when you have the onion powder, you get your water. So it depends on the area you want to cover. But the disadvantage of this particular one method is that onion powder is not actually nice. It has that sulfur smell, that onion smell, and it's not a nice smell to have around your house or within your house. So this one you might not really like it you might not really like to use this inside your house. But when it comes to your farm, when it comes to your poultry, when it comes to your gardens or your compound, you can actually make use of the onion powder. Now, all you have to do is to mix the onion powder with your water. So get your water, mix with onion powder, and you shake. When you mix very well, you have to put it inside a bottle, a spray bottle, or any spray can that will enable you to spray the mixture all around the areas you want to cover, right? So if you are going to, or if you really want to spray it inside your house, you can get one bottle, this bottle water, the normal bottle water. I'm going to actually leave the size of the bottle water here on the screen. So you get one bottle water, and then you get your onion powder. So in that onion powder, you pick 2 tablespoons of the onion powder, put it inside your bottle water and shake. After shaking, you transfer inside a spray bottle. Now, if you don't have a spray bottle, you shouldn't worry. All you have to do is to get the cover of that bottle water. That cover, go to your kitchen, get a knife or any sharp object, place it on the fire. When it's hot enough, use it and drill holes. That is, if you don't have a driller, you can use that hot metal to drill holes, like 5 or 6, 8, 10 holes on the bottle water cover, the cap. Then when you now squeeze it out, it will still serve as a sprinkler, right? So it's either you get your bottled water and do this DIY I just mentioned, or you get your sprinkler, you get your watering can, anything that you can use to sprinkle it all around your house. You use it and sprinkle it. So that's easy measurements if you want to sprinkle it around your house, as inside your house. But when it comes to your compound, like someone that has a very large compound, or someone that wants to sprinkle it in a farm, a very large farm, or poultry, or even garden, just know that you need a big quantity. So because of that, you are not just going to be using something like this water bottle measurement. No, you will now get like as in, you can even use tanker. It all depends on the area of land you want to cover. Okay, if it is too large, you find out that you need something bigger, right? But if it's not too large, you can get a 50 liters or 40 liters or 25 liters of water. Then mix it. When it comes to the measurement, always use the idea of a bottle water and 2 tablespoons of onion powder. Okay, so just use that measurement and know what to do about the large area of land you want to cover. Okay, now if you don't want to use the onion powder, you can use this third method, which is the cinnamon powder. Now, cinnamon powder does not require you to mix it with water. All you have to do is to sprinkle it around. When you get your cinnamon, you grind it to be a powder, grind it into powder, and you sprinkle it around your house, the edges of your house, your entrance, your door entrance, everywhere, your window hood. Just sprinkle it around. Then when it comes to your farm or your poultry, your garden, you can also sprinkle the cinnamon powder. Then when it comes to your compound, you do the same thing. It works wonders. These 3 methods will actually help you to repel snakes from those areas you sprinkled these 3 things on. Okay, remember I talked about the bitter kola nut, and I already showed you the difference between the bitter kola nut and the ordinary kola nut. Then I told you how to make use of the bitter kola nut, that you should grind it and you sprinkle it around the areas. I also said you can also drop it as it is without grinding it, but the best method to get the maximum effect is when you grind it, or you chop it up and you sprinkle it around the areas you want to cover. Then we talked about the onion powder mixing in water. You use a sprinkler and you sprinkle it around the areas you want to cover. Then lastly, we talked about the cinnamon powder. Remember I said you get your cinnamon, you grind into powder, and you just sprinkle it around the whole areas of the area of land, or the whole place you want to cover, your compound, your garden, anywhere at all. Okay, you can sprinkle it. So you should choose between cinnamon powder and onion powder. So the one that is best for you, if you prefer the smell of the cinnamon powder to the onion powder, then by all means choose the cinnamon powder. Okay, but if you can actually get the bitter kola nut, I so much will advise you to go for the bitter kola nut method. All right, okay loves, I've come to the end of today's video. If you loved this video, as usual, please give me thumbs up. Remember to share my videos with your friends, your family members, and your loved ones. Do share my videos with everyone and to everywhere shareable. Until next time, remain blessed. Bye bye.